Hi everyone, I just wanted to record a really quick video as a bit of a test because I'm going to try and record a video for the painting challenge, and I've only ever done one video before, which was for another group, so I'm really not very up on how all of this works, and I just wanted to have a bit of a test. So I thought I'd start, because I know there's some beginners, complete beginners in the group, with something that when I started pouring, it took me 18 months to find out. And once I found it out, it was just a complete revelation, to be honest. So I'd rather that none of you have to go through that. And what I'm going to show you is how to use those, how to get your canvas basically as tight as you possibly can before you start pouring. Because if you haven't got a canvas that's drum skin tight, you're going to come into all sorts of problems. You can have all your paint pooling in the middle of the canvas. You don't want that. You want a really solid, nice, tight canvas to pour on. And there's a couple of ways that you can achieve that. Now obviously this is a brand new canvas that I'm about to unwrap, but you know, I can have had canvases lying around for sometimes a couple of years, and all canvas over time will become a little bit loose and baggy, much like myself. So this is just a really quick demo of how you can counteract that. So hopefully you can see this is just a standard mid-price canvas. You can see this little bag here of wedges. So the first thing we're going to do, now I should imagine that this canvas is already pretty tight. If it's brand new, they were only delivered a couple of weeks ago. Actually, I can already feel that that isn't as tight as it could be, and that's straight out the packaging. So let's get rid of that, and you're going to want these bad boys. Actually managed to pull that off the label. So I have noticed when I started out and was using really cheap canvases that quite often the little wedges that come with them didn't actually fit in the holes in the wood. So now I keep all of these, even if I've, you know, discarded canvases because they've gone in the, you know, been recycled down the skip. I always keep the wedges because they come in all shapes and sizes, and very often the ones that come in the pack might not work, particularly with cheaper canvases. They'll be the wrong size. So if you've got a few different sizes to hand, that comes in very useful. And this is what you do to tighten them up. So you're going to start in one corner, make sure that that's in shot there, and you should hopefully, it's quite difficult, I'm filming this on my iPhone and it's at an angle, so I can't completely see what you're seeing, but you can see the two little holes in each corner. So you're going to start with the hole that's on the bottom of those two holes. So if I angle it a little bit, you can see that the bottom one is that one there, hopefully. And with your wedge flat against the surface, so that the angled shape of the wedge is going to go, that pointy bit is going to go in first. So again, really difficult to do when I have to get my hands in the way, but you just literally slide it point first into that hole. Now these are decent canvases, so that's a really snug, tight fit, which is exactly what we want. But as I say, with some of the cheaper canvases, you'll find that these wedges are completely the wrong size, and I've had times in the past where literally the point of that wedge will stick out and rip a hole in the edge of the canvas. So you want to avoid that. Then you're going to take your second wedge, and again, so the flat long edge against the frame, and literally slide it down. So you've got a nice, neat 90-degree angle of wedges going on in there. Now once all of those are in, because you're going to do all of them on all sides, and what I like to do now is not go immediately across to the one directly on the opposite side. I like to turn the canvas around, and I'll do the ones in the opposite corner next, so that you're getting, it just helps to get an even tension, surface tension on the canvas. So you're going to go all the way round. I'll just quickly show you another one. So again, I'm going to do the bottom one first. So I'm going to slide the, let's see if I can do it left-handed. It's a challenge. I'm going to slide in that wedge, make sure it's nice and snug. Then come down and do the opposite side. Okay, and hopefully you can all see that. So once all four corners in, really gently, I'm just going to tap them in even further, just a few taps of a hammer, just to make sure they're really in tight, and that'll be pulling the surface of the canvas. And I can already see with just two in at the moment, that's already made a difference. So yeah, you go around, do all four. Then if you're happy that that is as tight as you can get it, ready for your pour, all well and good. If it's still feeling like you've got a bit of a saggy bottom still, then the other thing you can do is just, and you do that with the canvas upright really, just to make it easier, but you can then just, with a water sprayer, quick blast, that's my water sprayer, quick blast of water. You then leave that to sit overnight, and it should be ready to go the next day. Or if you need to use the canvas fast, you can speed that process up with a hairdryer. You know, you can have it on a hot setting. Don't get right up close, but you want that water to evaporate, and as it's evaporating, it's pulling that canvas, the weave of the canvas back together and making a really tight surface. At the end of all of that, if you're being really good and conscientious, you would go around the edge of your canvas with painter's masking tape. Okay, so the painter's tape you want to use is blue. So it's not normal masking tape, it's a really low tack tape. So it's going to come off really easily, and it's not going to pull any of your paint off. You know, none of the paint that you want left on the canvas. It comes in a variety of different sizes. There's lots of different brands. I actually managed to pick some up from a pound shop the other day, which is quite unusual. The other brand is the frog tape. Again, comes in all different widths. So because the width of your frame will vary. And the idea is that, let's probably the closest I've got to match the width of this. But you would literally just tape off all of this overhanging canvas, and because you need something to hold on to when you're pouring, so obviously you're going to get drips of paint. I pour on drip trays, so there's always paint that comes off on the back of the canvas. And you don't, personally, I don't like it overhanging, so it's overhanging any more than that, because it is, although it's low tack, it's tacky, and that'll interfere with your tilting. So if you are going to tape, then just make sure that you've got the right width to just cover the frame nicely. Now, having said all of that, I'm really lazy about this. I have this thing of buying tape. I've got masses of the stuff and I hardly ever use it, that's the truth, because I'm really busy, and when I have got time to pour, I just want to get on with it as quickly as possible. And truth be told, I've sold a lot of paintings and I've never once not sold a painting because it's got a mucky bottom. But for sure, you know, it looks much better finished if you took the time to actually tape the backs of them up. So hopefully that's been helpful for some of you.